Hello operators, and welcome to a very special edition of the Siege Patch Notes videos, as this time we'll be covering the brand new move for Siege into Siege X. Lots to cover, and not a lot of time to go, so without further ado, welcome to Rainbow Six Siege Operation Daybreak in X minutes or less. For those wondering what Siege X is, well, it's not a new game, but in fact the next step in the R6 journey. Ubisoft have taken the game we know and love over the last 10 years and given it a magical facelift, improving graphics, sound, and jammed it with plenty of quality of life features that I'll go over now. First and foremost, this isn't a new game, so you won't be required to purchase the game again. If you own Siege as it is currently, then you own Siege X. That being said, they are introducing free-to-play, so any friends you've got that are on the fence can now come and try the game out for free, get access to the game's most casual modes like Quick Match, Unranked, or the newly introduced Dual Front game modes for free, figure out if they'd like to purchase the game to get access to more operators, ranked, and Siege Cup modes. Siege will also be providing those veterans among us with a bunch of rewards based around the year you started playing. So look out for outfits, badges, weapon skins, and more if you're a veteran player. I mentioned above the new Dual Front mode. You might be wondering what that is. Well, it's a new 6v6 game mode. That's right, I said 6v6 coming to Siege X. The goal of the game is to attack set objectives across the map to gain access to the enemy's stronghold and destroy their base, all while defending yours. You're playing on dual fronts, get it? Anyway, teams can be comprised of a selection of attacking and defending operators, so you can come up with some combos that you've never thought to do before. Reinforce a wall, place a mirror, and then MAV head holes above it. It's possible now. Dual fronts will go through regular map changes and objective changes that help push the ongoing narrative in the Siege universe and more. So grab your 6 stack and go cause some mayhem. Moving on, a number of maps will be receiving a visual overhaul. Eventually all maps in the game will be modernized, but to start off we'll see Cafe Dostoevsky, Chalet, Bank, Clubhouse, and Border. These maps have all been modernized to bring them more in line with the new philosophy of Siege going forward. They look fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands on the new destructible ingredients which you'll see peppered throughout the maps. From fire extinguishers, to gas pipes, and even metal detectors, you can now interact with these elements to bring a new level of strategy to the game that you've not been able to achieve before. Also new is the Weapon Inspect animation coming to Siege X, which will allow you to show off your hard-earned skins to your teammates, or the ones you paid $160 for, and is every YouTube thumbnail artist's wet dream. Moving on to more in-game changes, we have the new rappel animation. Have you ever been hanging on the side of a map and wish you could move around the corner instead of having to get off rappel and move around? Well, wish no longer, as you can now round corners while on rappel, and to make it even better, you can sprint alongside buildings too, so you can move from one side to the other quicker than ever before. This also brings us to another point, which is if you decide to pull off a cheeky jump out of a window, you'll find yourself unable to aim down sights as you fall now, which can cut those run-out victories into a sour defeat. So be on the lookout for that, and remember, large fall equals no jump out. Audio is getting reworked too, but I'll be honest, it's not going to be worthwhile me explaining as I can't do it justice. Get in, find out for yourself just how different it is, and how you can tell when a shot's coming from above or below you. Unranked is also getting its much-awaited comeback. Replacing Standard will have the same ranked experience without the RP loss, which brings me to the new ranked banning system. No more will you be picking all of your bans at the beginning of a match. Both defenders and attackers will be picking an operator ban at the beginning and at the same time. Then you'll get one on the next round and then on the third round, totaling 3 bans. When you swap sides, you'll start the process again, meaning the bans you pick for attack won't affect you on the attacking side, so feel free to ban wall denial or hard breaches to your heart's content. Just be ready for the other team to do the same to you. If a game goes to overtime, then you'll expect to see the bans you put in place for the teams depending what side you're on. The in-game communication wheel is also here, helping you communicate with players without mics or not in your Discord or console party chats. Allowing you to choose preset options like Reinforce, Danger, and more, you'll have the option to get your team into trouble if you feel like being evil. The new main menu UI is also here, introducing a few new tabs and options, like the stat page to check your in-game lifetime or even just seasonal stats and see where you need to improve or show off your impressive costs. And a new esports menu so you can see all the latest without having to leave the game. This has all just been for Siege X. We haven't even touched on the new season yet, which is Operation Daybreak. The biggest thing is the Clash rework. That's right, you heard me. Clash is being reworked, along with some other important changes which will hopefully make her a less annoying operator to deal with. Unlikely. Clash can now plant her shield, meaning she no longer has to be present at the shield as she can remotely deploy, then activate the electricity from far away. The benefit here is that electricity no longer does any damage, either for Clash or when deployed on a wall or barbed wire. So the slowing effect will still be in play. And when Clash has her shield deployed, it can be destroyed with explosives, Sledge's hammer, Carly's lance, or just by walking up and bashing your way through it. Clash can also now move around with the shield much easier, with parts of the shield now folding up, allowing her to sprint, vault, and crouch with the shield deployed. It's worth noting that whilst any of the above are in effect, the area of her that is covered is much lower than normal. She still has the same 3 secondary weapons, and if her shield is destroyed, she cannot get another one. One thing is that Sledge can now approach Clash and use his hammer to knock Clash to the ground in a style very similar to Oryx dashing any shield op. So you can combo Impact EMP and his hammer to hopefully take care of her easier. Moving on, as I mentioned before, electricity now does no damage to operators, as Yubi wishes to make the electricity a neutral element in the game. So you can expect defender and attacker gadgets to be destroyed by electricity, taking it back to a pre-Year 6 kind of electricity. Meaning both attackers and defenders will be hit by the slowdown if walking through electrified barbed wire, and electrified walls will now only affect you if you're rappelling on them or attempting to attach anything to the wall. Blackbeard has been closely modded over the last 2 seasons, and they're giving him a slight change to help with combating him. They've tinted the glass, so you can more accurately see if it is up or down. Next operator change is Jackal, who is having his tracking changed quite drastically. He will now have 5 scans, but they will only ping once instead of tracking depending how fresh the footprints are. It's helping to turn him more into a tracker and make his ability more active instead of applying such passive pressure for little to no cost. Maybe less Jackal bans in the future, who knows? The amount of time footprints are also visible is now increasing from 90 to 120 seconds due to these changes. Ager's getting a buff. His ADS will now be able to capture the same projectiles as Wamai, meaning thrown gridlock tracks and Capital bolts will be picked up by this too. Overall, a small but impactful change for him and hopefully helps his utility denial. Thunderbird's Kona stations now also only heal defenders by default, so no more needing to worry about enemies making the most of your stations instead of your team. This also means that hacking a Kona station with Brava will now turn the station over to the attacker side instead of destroying it. Operator banter is coming into the game, so you'll find that your characters interact with one another at the beginning of rounds after prep phase is completed. There's a good chance to get some more lore in there and some funny one-liners between operators too. Be sure to keep an ear out, I'm sure there's some pretty good ones out there.
Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
Let's get our heads in the game.
Hey, watch your 6. Oh. Wait.
There's so much more left to cover, but for the sake of keeping the video under 10 minutes, I'll leave some things out there for you to discover. Operation Daybreak and SiegeX are releasing worldwide June 10th, so be sure to get your aim warmed up in the training range and jump into the next 10 years of Siege with me. If you've liked the content, be sure to subscribe and leave a like and a comment. You can also go use code NARG for 10% off at gamersubs.gg. A huge season of Siege X is upon us, and there's going to be plenty more coming, so get ready and let me know what you're most looking forward to down below.